part of the read. Vice versa tarot. Where are the names? The names are on the side here. I butcher them like nobody's business, so I want to give you the spelling. That way if you want to look them up, just freeze frame and look them up. That way if you're curious about the artists. I'll also give you the website here. It's at the bottom. It's at the last line, but if you want to check any of that out, feel free to check that out. That way you can search that out if you want to support any of this artist, people, creators, blah, blah, blah. My supportive oracle cards are Magical Spell Cards by Lucy Cavendish, illustrated by Jesse Reish. There's the website at the bottom. Feel free to check out whatever you'd like to check out. Energy already feels like it's all over the place. Ooh, it's a good one. This is an interesting deck because each side of the card has something. Is that the death card? That's the death card. That's your card. This is the death card. One of the reasons I remember the death card, I don't know why I'm telling you this, but for the fun of it, I guess. 13 is one of my favorite numbers. And Scorpio is 13. In the deck here, death is your card. This is the side that popped out though. So this is a good moment. This is where this is heading, a good moment for you. It's like things are going to be better than normal. So for whatever that means for you, that's where this is ending up. Things are going to end up better than normal. I feel like you're going to have a perspective above the situation at the end that most people don't have. But it's like, it's not just a feeling. It's like I physically have the tangible proof that this is literally happening and I can do something with it. So that's where we're going to end up. Now, what are we doing to get there? That's the whole thing. Because I feel like we're dealing with somebody. We're dealing with somebody that it's kind of like, what's going on with this person? It's the Nine of Cups, right? And somebody's very self-assured, very happy with themselves. The question is, does this make sense for everybody else? Or, like, what is going on with this person? Do you like this person? Do you like this person? I got to put out some oracle cards here in a second. I just saw your card at the end and I got real excited. 13 comes out again. That's the death card. And then the Knight of Wands. Yeah, I'm getting you do. You just kind of like, I feel like you're also looking at this person like, if they do something great, that's cool, but it doesn't last that long. If they do something not so great, that's not so cool, but it doesn't last that long. They don't really, whatever they're doing, it doesn't seem to last that long either way. So I feel like when I need them to follow me and I give them direction, I feel like that goes well. If I tell them how I want to do something and I keep them in line about it, yeah, it goes fine. It's well enough. If they try to start something, whether it be good or not so good, it doesn't last all that long either way. That's the type of person you're dealing with here. I feel like you're fine with this person. Somebody else is not. Somebody else is really not. I'm thinking this is the King. But it's like somebody else has literally turned... This is how it came out. I feel like somebody else has turned their back on this person. And they're not really nice about it. They will go out of their way to shortchange this person. They ignore them. This is somebody who, like... If this was a family member, and this other person was also... Like, they're family members, if that's what this was... This is the type of person that tells everybody else to show up 15 minutes early, and then tells this, and then, you know, hopes that, you know, everybody is there 15 minutes early except for that one person they don't like. And if they are, they leave early without that person just to screw them over, if that makes sense. I feel like they do set this person up every now and then just out of bitterness. Take it with a grain of salt, it's a general read, but I keep getting like, they're kind of mean. They're kind of mean. Do you... I feel like I stay out of it. I feel like I stay out of it. Is there more... Like, what is your connection to this whole situation in the past? I don't know. I feel like you stay out of it. And if Scorpio is staying out of it, there's a reason for that. Maybe you know something. Or it's kind of like, I feel like, you know what, I'm like, you know, that's between them. That's between them. And, you know, the person, even though you're on good terms with them, you do understand how they tick people off. So you're kind of like, hey, it's going to be what it is. It's going to be what it is. Do you know something? Or you're just kind of like, it's going to be what it is? I feel like, you know, it goes better if I just stay out of it, but I do keep an eye on it. Because I feel like if I get involved, I don't feel like it gets better for anybody. I feel like it just creates more stress for me and everybody else, because the person who's in a bad mood about it, the person who's a little mean, does not feel like they need to validate that or have any remorse about that. And they're also the type of person, like, if you get in their business, they might just add you to the crap list. And it's kind of like, I don't need that, because sometimes I do need them to kind of work with me on situations, and they're just going to become more difficult. So I'm just going to have to let this other person kind of, you know, pull themselves together. Also, maybe the way this person's treating them is kind of helping them realize, you know, you got to be more on point with certain things. You can't be as, you know, nonchalant about responsibilities. It might be something where maybe they let this other person down and they screwed something up with a responsibility, and it's kind of like, all right, I understand why. I think they're doing this overkill with the vindictive, with the bitterness, but I feel like I'm just trying to play it smart. I'm not looking to create more problems. I'd rather get along with both sides, and I realize if I get involved with this, that's not going to happen. So I try to just mediate from the outside. I try to get along with everybody the best I can. I mean, you could get involved, but it's just, you're choosing not to. I'm getting the Six of Swords at the bottom, kind of like, I keep getting like, I don't feel like I'm going to solve anything. Because I don't think there's anything, the offending person isn't going to change. The other person isn't going to, neither people are going to change. So even if I was able to smooth this situation out again, it will literally just happen again. So, and I don't feel like I have the ability to make these people change how they're living. So I'm not going to pretend like I do. I feel like that's how I'm doing it too. Okay, so I've been sidestepping it. Just staying out of it. I do know that this isn't going to last forever. At some point, there's going to be a breaking point. I'm not sure when that's coming, but I feel like it might be coming sooner rather than later. Oh, somebody else is going to get involved, aren't they? I think somebody else is going to get involved. Okay. Okay. Yeah, somebody else is going to get involved, and they're feeling like whether this is a family situation, a work situation, a friend situation, it feels like it's all contained within one group. So if we just use the family analogy, just because I feel like that's easiest, like it's Cousin Bob and Cousin Bill, two different cousins. They're cousins to each other. They're the ones, you know. Aunt Rose gets involved because it's kind of like, no, we're family. We need to get this over. We need to find a way to work this out. We got to let bygones be bygones, blah, 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 blah. So I don't know why I'm saying Aunt Rose, but there you go. This other person's coming in, and they're like, I'm going to try to smooth it out. Very strong person, and kind of like, I feel like they've had it up to here. They're like, I've had it with this. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the bitterness. I feel like they're kind of up. This is the person that I think tipped them off, because they feel like that person's being a little bit too much. Like the bitterness, they're over the bitterness. They're like, that's enough. Like, that's enough. You're way overkill on this. And I also feel like you're looking at this too, like, yeah, it's been overkill for a little while, but I'm not seeing how I'm getting involved is stopping that. But yeah, I agree. So somebody else is getting involved. I still see you like not stepping back as just like not adding your 2 cents. I feel like you are listening, you're hearing what's going on, you're knowing what's going on, but you're staying right out of it. And you're gaining a lot of perspective from this. Gaining a lot of perspective, because I feel like there's some laundry here that has not been aired, and I feel like, well, what I thought was wrong is part of it. Nowhere near all of it. There's a lot more. Seems like there's been an ongoing problem that just keeps getting worse. And I feel like when Aunt Rose gets involved trying to smooth it out, we find out what has been actually been going on the whole time. It's just that the other two haven't been talking about it. The bitter one has been taking it out on the other one, but now we see, wait, why? because it looks like it's been overkill, but like, oh no, we see now this is why this keeps perpetuating. This is why that person keeps doing that stuff. Because there's another situation here that just has been going on below the surface. We just didn't know it and been ticking this person off, but nobody's been saying anything out loud about it. This is where victory comes in. Literally the victory card's over there, but you also got judgment. I really like, it feels like trial by fire, but I feel like when the trial's over, it's going to be done. It looks like fire to me, but it's a beautiful image. Here's the front side. I believe that's the front side with the golden eagle looking there. I don't know if it's supposed to be a golden eagle, but it looks gold to me. And then this is the other side. I feel like judgment is coming in, and it's coming in trial by fire. When it all comes out, when it's all out there, like all the laundry has been aired, and we're just going to say Aunt Rose is going to be like, well, we're going to do the wash. Well, now that all the laundry has been aired, we will now be doing the wash, and we're going to clean it correctly, and we're going to put it away like it's supposed to, because that's enough of this. Whoever this person is that got involved, they're like, you know what? No, I didn't come halfway. I'm not doing this halfway. I got this far. I know what it is. Well, we're going to do the wash now. We're doing the wash now. And I don't care if y'all like it or not. I don't care if you're used to it or not. I'll tell you how to do it, but we're definitely going to do it. This situation is getting sorted out. I'm not saying it's pretty, but I'm also I'm seeing you listen. I'm just paying attention. I'm like, oh, okay, this is what's going on. What is your actual involvement in this situation? Because there's more to this. I know there's more to this. Eight of Pentacles. When the time comes, and the Temperance card, when the time comes, you'll be able to help correct this situation in a way that actually works for you. I feel like I'm still staying out of it for a little while longer, but your time will come. And when you get involved, I don't see anybody giving you a hard time, but people might be angry with Aunt Rose. So you might have to kind of smooth it out on Aunt Rose's behalf if you decide necessary. If you don't decide necessary, then it's not going to happen. That's just it. I mean, if you don't want to, you won't. Because I know there's going to be some of you go like, oh, no, I'm not doing that. Okay, then you're not. I agree. If you don't want to, you won't. That's just it. But I feel like there's going to be something here where you actually kind of like... I feel like we're finding a way to like, you know, stop the connection between these two that's causing an issue. It's kind of like clearly when they're doing... Whatever it is that's connecting them isn't working, so how do we disconnect that so that they at least... Like, at least we can see each other. Everybody can get together on the holidays at least and not be at each other's throats. Maybe they're just people who are related but just can't deal with each other closely enough. They're going to have to like live separately and just we'll all come together a couple times a year, but they'll just have to play nice with each other and leave each other alone. That might be where this is going. I feel like when I see victory for you, you might be the one facilitating that. Like nobody's getting kicked out of the family or kicked out of the club, or if it's a coworker situation, nobody's getting kicked out of the situation. But we might just not invite both people to the same thing all the time. Maybe once in a while, but we'll be more conservative about that. We're going to also make sure that if we can keep those two from dealing with each other directly, we will do our best to also make that happen. Because there's just too much animosity, too much history there that it's just going to be more problems. So I feel like that's where this is going. Kind of like we're not kicking anybody out of the group, but we might be separating people and just kind of like... They can work on the south side of the building. This other one will work on the northwest side of the building. And we'll just keep them from dealing with each other directly as much as possible. And we'll get along best that way. That might be the best outcome for this. That's where I feel like this is coming, but later on down the road. But you're learning a lot when Aunt Rose, it's just, you know, an analogy. When Aunt Rose gets involved, you learn a lot that you're able to use that to your advantage later to, like, you know, give people reasons like this is how we should do this is how we do this is how we talk to this one and they don't get any more pissed off. This is how we deal with this one so they're just fine doing what they're doing and they don't have to get all bent out of shape either. We don't need to cause problems that aren't there. And once that's all, as long as we keep them apart, nobody's out of the group, we're just keeping those two away from each other. We're all still connected to both of them, but we're going to keep them away from each other. This will work out best for everybody. That's less stress for them and for the rest of us as well. I think that's it. Alright, I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day.